we're going to be talking about how to brighten and lift your eyes naturally. That's right, without surgery. I'm going to give you all of the golden nugget tips here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jentri. I help women over 40 restore their skin. I'm a beauty professional and licensed esthetician. I've been doing this for 25 years. So let's dive in. Let's say you have really heavy or hooded eyes. When I relax my eyes, you can see that my eyes here are naturally heavy. It's been that way since I've been 19. And if you're not ready for surgery, which quite frankly is the only permanent solution, you may want to consider using certain types of devices. Whenever I've worked in high-end spas, we usually use microcurrent. That's very popular. It works very well. The thing with any device though is that you have to keep using it in order for it to work. Now this was gifted to me. None of what I'm going to say today is sponsored, but this is an alternative to going in and having a laser treatment. Perhaps you've used this before. This is a newer device. This can also help lift the area around your eyes. I believe this one's the Precision. So that's the one you would want if you're trying to lift these little areas that are just heavy, or maybe tighten and tone your eye area. Now, if you don't want to jump to devices, or if that's not your style and you prefer something topical, then you really are limited in the things that are really going to help. So I'm just going to shoot it to you straight. If you want something that's over the counter, you don't want anything that's prescription. If you want to buy something that you know is going to be effective, it's really going to be hard to find a potent, effective formula around your eye area. You can't use all products around this delicate thin tissue, okay? So one product I found to be really effective is something with retinol. That's with an AL. This was also gifted to me. I did a trial on it. I tried it for a month or two a while back. You can see my results inside of my video on TikTok and maybe even here on YouTube. But this, I think, is going to be the closest thing that you can do topically to tighten and improve the integrity of your eye area above this fold area here. And whenever we tighten it, obviously it's going to make it appear less hooded or heavy. Now, the thing with any topical agent, just like the devices that I mentioned, is that you actually have to keep using them in order to see results, because retinol, any type of retinoid, I should say, has a progressive effect on the skin. So the longer you use it, likely the better results you'll see. And if you're only using it once a week, then you're probably not going to get much, if any, result. So let's move on to other ways to help lift and brighten your eye area. Now, if you suffer from dark circles like me, I've always been prone to dark circles, mine are genetic, maybe yours are even structural. In that case, surgery is really going to be your only option. But let's say you have vascular issues, dark circles like myself, then you really want to look for something with caffeine. Now, this is from our line. I'm using it as an example. There are many formulations with caffeine, because caffeine is coffee, I should say. Caffeine is inside of coffee, obviously. It's also inside of green tea, black tea. That ingredient is what's going to help constrict the blood vessels, that can also help you with dark circles. It can help brighten up that under eye area. So if that is really your troubled spot, caffeine, I don't think that you can get a better ingredient that's going to help you tackle those dark under eye issues. Now, let's say you don't want to use any skincare products or devices. You just want a little something, a little makeup hack to help lift your eye area, maybe brighten it up a little bit. This is also from our line. This is called a Matte Beige Brow Highlighter. And what you do is you sweep it right underneath that brow bone, just like that. I'm not looking at myself right now, so hopefully that looks good. But you drag it right underneath the brow bone, and that gives you an instant eye lift. Actually, I'm gonna grab my mirror right here so I can do this properly for you. So right here, we're gonna do it again. Did you see how I did that? Right underneath the brow bone. And whenever you do that, it instantly gives you this little eye lift. You can also drag it right down here into the dark corners of your eyes to brighten up your whole eye area. If you have makeup that falls outside of your eye area and makes your eyes look downturned, you can also take this little stick and you can apply a little line from the end of your eye up to where your brow ends, and that's also going to give your eyes a little bonus lift and really your face a little lift as well. So those are makeup hacks. Now, of course, you can do this with concealer. This is just designed to stay on the eye area all day long because it is matte, okay? So that's super important. If you're using things above the eye area, matte is going to be your friend after the age of 40. I'm 47, going on 48 this year. And so I know this for a fact. As your esthetician, it's just a fact also that your skin is going to change. So we can either roll with it and embrace it and do the things that are going to help us or not. And if you're here with me, I'm inclined to think that you are for doing things to help you improve the aesthetics. So let's take mascara for example, or in another example, I should say. We're going to take mascara. Now, when you're applying mascara, if you want to give your eyes a little lift and you want to pull them forward rather than just making them look big or a certain type of shape, you want to stay right here in the central area of your lashes. And when you focus on those central lashes, that's really going to give you that lift. If you are using false eyelashes, let's say fake eyelashes, you really want to make sure that you cut, if it's too long, cut it at the end so that it doesn't drag your eye down, right? Because again, focusing on the central part here is really what's going to give you that little lift. It's such an easy eye hack. Everybody should be able to do it. Last but not least, if you are not using sunscreen on your eyes, you got to start using it. This was a gift to me. I really love it. It's comparable to the consistency of Supergoop, but it has a lot more skincare, skin loving ingredients in it. So I personally am a fan. Using something like this with this sort of silicone-y consistency, it's really silky consistency, it won't leak into your eyes, but it's also important regardless of what sunscreen you're wearing around your eye area, make sure you stay right above that fold area, because when product heats up with your skin, regardless of what product it is, it's going to spread and you don't want it to get inside of your eyes. Now that we've talked about these ways to lift and brighten your eyes naturally, meaning without surgery, let's talk about some ways that you can care for and exfoliate your skin for a brighter eye area. First up is exfoliating acids. You have to be really careful about which acids you choose to use around your eye area because you have such delicate, thin tissue and you don't want to actually hurt your skin. Cause more harm than good, right? So if you're using exfoliating acids, make sure that they are very gentle. I personally like to use them in the form of peel pads. I actually have some over here. I'm sorry, they're not within my arm's reach right now. But I like to use those because I can control where the product is going. They're gentle acids like lactic, malic, things like that. And that is also going to exfoliate your skin. And when you exfoliate, you get rid of the dull stuff and bring the new skin cells up to the surface of the skin. So that is a nice approach if you're not too sensitive to acids, again, around the eye area. You can also use something called Microdermabrasion. I'm sure you've heard of that before. There are over-the-counter devices now. And the good thing about Microdermabrasion is that it also can help with milia. It's one of the only types of exfoliation methods, I should say, that's really more effective when it comes to treating milia. Those are those little tiny, hard little bumps that go around your eye area. You want to be careful anytime you're doing anything around the eye area, especially if you're trying to extract something like that, because again, just like using the wrong strength of acids, you can really disrupt or hurt your skin and cause more harm than good. Now, another way that you can treat or brighten your under eye area, besides the caffeine we talked about, is with your castor oil. I have so many videos on castor oil. So many people have reported that it helps brighten up that under eye area. Now, my theory as your licensed esthetician is that using any really good moisturizer around your eye area on a regular basis will also do something similar. But hey, if you're a castor oil fan and you already are using it and it's working great for you, then hey, have at it, keep at it. I just recommend patting it over your eye area, or like I mentioned in my 1-year honest review of using castor oil, you can apply it in a little glass roller bottle and it makes the application super easy. So, a little side tip, make sure to not back that oil up with an SPF. If you're using SPF that day, maybe you want to just hold off on any type of oil on your face, because that oil can separate the SPF and make it sort of break apart, and it will be less likely to give you that coverage that you need. Last but not least, the gold standard of treating hyperpigmentation besides a retinoid is going to be hydroquinone. But because hydroquinone is so powerful and because it's been misused in the past, now you can only get up to 2% over the counter. Furthermore, if you're using hydroquinone around your eye area, please consult with a professional, ideally your dermatologist, before you use it, because this is such a fragile, thin area of your skin. And if you go to a dermatologist, they can tell you what will be safe to use around your eye area. They can also prescribe percentages, 4% and up, that you can't get over the counter. I hope this information was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you like these types of over 40 beauty tips, and be sure to set that notification bell. Until next time, my friend, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.